What's up, guys? So I kind of wanted to give you guys a quick uh, rundown of Andrea Nakayama. That's it. This is the person that I've been listening to on podcasts for some time. And I eventually stumbled on her website, which is the functional nutrition website. And here, this is her actual own private website. And there's a couple of things to learn here. I thought she does such a great job as somebody who markets herself and really depended on the word of mouth to really spread her message and do something. She has a great story, and I think you guys should listen to it, with her husband who ended up passing away of brain cancer, and then really her having to step in because of a young child to take care of him by supporting his nutrition and lifestyle, etc. So she really got into this functional medicine nutrition space. And what I find fascinating about her is that though functional medicine can sometimes really go into the weeds of like testing and etc., she really does take that functional approach to nutrition. By no means do I think she's the best at what she does. By no means do I think everybody should be like her. By no means do I think her approach to functional medicine or nutrition at all is the way to be. That's not the point. The point is to really learn from somebody's style. And so she again, this website that she has, let me just go back, is a great way for everybody to just learn that photo of you, what is it that you do, your name up there, and contact me. And then links to your social media. And I don't know why the workshops aren't working, because they are linked over here. But anyway, so if I go on her actual website, the Functional Nutrition Alliance is something that she's created over the years. And I think she did a great job of basically servicing two industries at the same time. She's servicing the clients who want to get functional nutrition care, and she's servicing the people who want to learn how to learn her methods, right? And that's what I constantly say. As a physician, it's great for you to be an educator, and for you to have a telemedicine brand, and for you to have a consulting healthcare coaching brand, because that trifecta kind of completes what it is that you can do as a physician. If you ever get bored, you can hop around from one to another. So this is a little bit about her. Hi, I'm Andrea Nakayama. I thought she does a great, it's way too much information here, but I think it's great because you can continue, click, and learn more. And so she does a functional nutrition clinic, she does the nutrition training, and she has her own podcast. And yeah, there's a lot more to learn about her. So the programs that she has, one of them is the full body systems, which is called the FBS. And that's something that I enrolled in for about $5,000, $6,000. It's about a 10-month program. And then she also has the Functional Nutrition Clinic. And she also talks about what Functional Nutrition Alliance is, what it is about them, their founders, why choose us. I thought that's really well done. Again, for anybody who wants to create your own website, guys, this is a great one to emulate. Now, it could be less busy, it could be a little bit more concise, but it's fabulous. And so this is where you can get started if you want to be a patient here, right? But if you are interested in the full body systems course, this is what you would click on, and it kind of takes you through exactly what it is you're going to be taught. Now, granted, I think this is a little bit more for people who have no background in healthcare whatsoever, and I thought that's probably what it is meant to be, and I knew that going in. But it's also fabulous for somebody like myself who needs to have some sort of a recognition by some entity that, look, I'm also doing this as a health coach. I'm not trying to be a physician. Unfortunately, that's the kind of environment we live in as physicians. We have to prove that we're non-physicians, even though we're not trying to be physicians, right? If I want to be somebody's health coach, I'm not trying to tell them what to do. I'm not prescribing them a diet or lifestyle or supplement over the counter, but I want to be able to still share that information with them. And I can do that as a health coach, but I can't do that as a physician. And so not entering the patient-doctor relationships, which I've written about a lot. Definitely check out the website, digitalnomadphysician.com, to learn about that. So usually what I do is I go to Full Body Systems, I click on this main page, and I can go to the message board The message board is a wonderful place for me to just be able to communicate with other members and be able to share information. So once I click on that, I can enter it there. And the other place that I think is really, here on the left side, this is where pretty much everything important lives. So on this main page, she really just gives you the basics. What is it that we're about? What is it that we do? How to study for this course? How to succeed in this course? The art of counseling exercises, which are super cool. Like, how do you just become a coach? How do you become a health coach? What are the tips and tricks to becoming a successful health coach? There's a quiz and everything that you have to take at the end of each one. They're pretty simple to pass it. And then this is the calendar of all the different things that are coming up. This is the 3 roots, many branches. So this is kind of cool. She talks about, again, this is her philosophy, and I think it's a really good one to follow. Her philosophy is that, look, whenever there is disease, whenever there is something chronic, there is a root, and then there are many branches, right? If I got headache, that's a branch, that's not the root. It could be inflammation, could be genetics, could be digestion. And what she does a great job of, I think, also is she constantly updates it. When she learns something new, she goes back and really updates her content, which to me sounds brutal. But yeah, so learning to differentiate between a branch and a root, to you guys might seem simple, to many of us might seem simple, but I think in actual practice you start recognizing that many different things can be difficult to discern and which ones they fall into. So then she goes further into inflammation, clear, calm, and enhance, how to modulate inflammation, microbial, structural, chemical, mechanicals of digestion, the mindset and movement and food and environment of genetics. Very cool. And especially the way she explains it, I think she does such a good job of that. And then if I go into the practitioner toolkit, this is sort of everything that you need to understand what is the functional matrix. So if you guys have maybe heard her podcast or have any experience with functional medicine, they have this kind of matrix, the matrix that they go by. Antecedents, the triggering events, maybe they had major head trauma or they were admitted for sepsis. The mediators, right? The mediators that affect a certain chronic condition. And then what is there? So this is called like the center, and I forgot what she calls each column something else, but you got sleep and relaxation that could change the way certain diseases manifest themselves or get better or get worse. Certainly we know exercise and movement, nutrition and hydration, stress and resilience, relationship and networks. And then here, sort of falling back into that inflammatory, mechanical, whatever kind of 3 roots, different branches. You got immune and inflammatory, you got environmental inputs, oxidative stress, detoxification, hormones, mindset, structural integrity, right? This is pretty fascinating to create this matrix for each and every one of your patients and to try to determine how to help them navigate it. It can seem kind of wishy-washy and fluffy and stuff like that. But again, if that is what you already believe in, this will fit really well. Even if you don't believe this entire model and system, I think there are great things to take away from it to apply to your patients. One thing she does really well is the food, mood, poop journal. So this is sort of a way for a client to really monitor what it is that they're eating, what is the mood that they're feeling, and what is their bowel habits like, right? And I mean, I think, again, this is a little bit about, for me as a physician, I don't want to get into the weeds. I really want to see the big picture, right? If somebody's not having a bowel movement, except for once a week, or constantly has diarrhea, there are places that we can go. And I think it's easy then to convince your patient, like, hey, something's going on, you know, like, look at your diet. Your body needs something else, right? And I think being able to do that with the right client is important, which is a whole nother topic of like finding the right people that you can work with. So this is like the practitioner toolkit. Then she does the first thing we did was the digestive intensive, which we're already done with, sort of week 1, week 2, week 3. There's a bunch of Q&A recordings where she talks to other physicians and functional nutritionists and functional medicine doctors. There's the herbal bonus, the liver bonus, expert interviews, resources galore. I mean, this is incredible. This is just digestive, right? We haven't even gotten to the immune, the urinary, the cardio. Right now we're on a client step-by-step. So this, I don't even know when, I think May is when I started it. So it must be, yeah, almost halfway through. So the client step-by-step is kind of cool because she gives you an example of what the intake process is like when a client first comes in, then that initial intake process with a clinician, so one of our nutritionists, and then the next step of actually helping the patient cope with some of these. And it's a real patient, and so we're listening to the audio recording right now. It's really fascinating. I thought the cardio intensive was both good and left some things to be desired, but again, to me, it's not about learning cardiology. To me, it's like, let me understand the kind of wording and grammar and vocabulary she uses to communicate with her patients. So, for example, this is what's called a done for you. So a done for you is a way for you to basically imitate this for a client. So you got symptoms of atherosclerosis or arteriosclerosis, as she says, and you got things of weakness, heart arrhythmia, and shortness of breath, fainting, palpitations, etc. What are some food treatments that you could help a client with? Well, you certainly want to change their diet to a lower glycemic index diet. You want to increase their omega-3 fatty acids. You want to decrease inflammation with ginger, turmeric, or cinnamon. Again, this is not what I'm trying to learn. I'm not trying to learn like, oh, okay, I should tell my patients to take turmeric. No, the point is this process, this mindset of like, hey, you're dealing with these issues. You're obviously not going to a regular doctor for a statin or PCSK9 inhibitor or like, I don't know what else. So maybe you're looking for something different, and here's the information, and you can pick and choose of what's going to work for you. Here's lifestyle, quit smoking, identify a eliminate source of chemical toxins. Here's some vitamins and herbs that you can take. Here's some further testing that we can do from uric acid to fibrinogen to homocysteine levels, right? And it's done for you because this is literally a sample case of a patient that they took, and this is what they ended up sending them away with. And that's kind of cool, and I think that gives you some helpful stuff. And furthermore, obviously this is the cardio intensive, so you got lots of stuff. Here's a sample case. This is a sample course that she does for clients, which I think is really cool, really cool. Sweet tooth, bitter truth, right? It's kind of cool. And if you listen to each one, what is sugar, what are carbohydrates, learning a little bit about the physiology, getting practical, what can you do as a patient. This is a course for her patients that they pay and they can take the course. So I think that's pretty cool. That she has this stuff. And yeah, so next one after that is going to be endocrine, neuro. I'm going to have reproductive. I'm kind of excited about this one because this is pretty big on a lot of people's mind. Power hour Q&A with her. So all the different recordings where she like goes through and talks to us, but they're recorded. So I always have access to them. And then the counselor certification. Once I'm done with this, I get a certification. And that is what I'm looking for. The reason I'm looking for that, if anybody asks, I'm not trying to be there. I wasn't. Dear State Medical Board, who have sent me a letter of cease and desist. Cease and desist. I wasn't behaving in any way as their physician. You can ask them. I only gave them information from this course that I learned, and in no way, shape, or form did I tell them what to do, what not to do, etc. And I think that's powerful, and I think that's something we as physicians, unfortunately, need to do. So that's the course. You always have access to her articles and the podcast, etc. The immune intensive was pretty cool, learning about the immune system from this functional perspective, obviously, not from any other perspective. So these are the weeks that I finished, the Q&A, the herbal bonus, the final exam that you took. Final exam was easy. Yeah, so that's a little bit about that. And again, if that's a course that you think would be interesting to you, do it. But there are many other courses like this. Obviously, you don't have to do something like this. But that's where I'm at right now. And so very soon I'll be done with this and it'll be under my belt. And again, that's going to help me kind of build out my heart health coaching practice, I think, pretty well. If you guys have any questions, check out digitalnomadphysician.com. You can go there. You can send me emails. So it's a little bit about me. If you want to do some consulting with me, if you want to listen to my podcast, if you want to watch my YouTube channel, if you want to, I don't know what this learn is. Oh yeah, my courses that I have and the free Friday Q&As, which are great because it's free. And if you want to go here on the bottom, let me move myself. I guess I can't move myself. Yes, I can. Here you can click and you can send me a message directly. All right, guys, that's it. And take care. See you next week.